So hi guys, welcome.
Welcome to part two of our Halloween special. I don't even think that we even said that there was gonna be a part two, but I think we had so much to talk about the first one with superstitions
Right.
that we decided that I think we need to talk about some urban legends. So that's something that's in its own category, along the same lines as superstitions, but urban legends. I mean, for those that have watched the movie, we're not referencing the movie, but something very similar. You know, things
That's
that
the one
actually
with Jared Leto, right? Is it
I
that
don't know.
one?
I think so. I want to maybe
Sorry.
like see like we're making shit up. But with urban legends, each region has its own urban legend, different regions of the world. But I definitely want to focus on some of the things that Hispanics kind of grew up with. Those little scary urban legends, what not to
Yeah.
do and what to do and who you're calling and invoking.
Honestly, so I think the most popular one is La Llorona, and there was even a movie made about La Llorona. Doing my research, it goes as far back as the Mayans.
Mm.
And maybe I'm saying this wrong, but I guess what would happen was they used to go up on top of this mountain where there was water, and they would meet with this spirit lady who would kind of tell you your future, I guess, and she would like warn you about things. And it says from there, that's where the La Llorona came about.
Mm.
In different parts of the, not the world, I would say, but like Latinoamericana.
Yeah.
Latino America, they have different ways of saying it. There's one where this lady, she cheated on her husband, and when she cheated on him,
Ooh.
that was infidelity.
It sounds scandalous.
So the kid that she had was of the other guy, and her husband didn't want to forgive her. So in order of her clearing herself from her sin, she killed her kid. That was her saying, like, I'm sorry for what I did, and now I'm gonna fucking kill my kid,
Jesus.
which is scary. And that's
Like
why
I'm gonna cheat on my husband, but then I need to kill my kid.
so she would say, "Ay, mis niños," like my kid. Like,
Yeah.
why did I do that?
Ah.
Another one that I've heard was something about during the wartime that her kids got killed, and now she's looking for them. So that's one as well. I don't know. Growing up, I was told you better fucking go to sleep or she's gonna get you, and I was like, I'm not your kid.
I'm like, oh my god, I'm already like getting chicken skin or goosebumps.
Yes.
Thinking about that stuff.
Honest, have you seen La Llorona, the movie?
You know what? I've heard a lot of reviews. A lot of people. Well, first and foremost, I heard that there weren't as many Hispanic actors as
Okay.
that there could have. I have never seen it, but people said it didn't do justice to La Llorona. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
it's you grow up with your own imagination, and I think that's what's so beautiful about our growing up outside of technology is you actually have to use your imagination, and so
Yeah.
all these stories and the things that would freak you out,
Yeah.
you had your own image of what La Llorona would look like, right?
Right.
Or Chupacabra. Oh my God, there was
The
like so much.
chupacabra.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
didn't look that one up.
well, they like to attack goats and animals, so I think
Yes.
we're safe for the
Uh-huh.
Chupacabra. But they would still try to scare us, and like again, coming back to the mainland and hearing these things, like we start like making sure that we didn't do certain things to call La Llorona or freaking the Chupacabra to come in.
Chupacabra.
That's what they call it in Oaxaca, you know. So
Exactly.
Okay.
There's another one called Duendes, which I guess you would call them gnomes or little people. So I'm gonna tell you a story of well, my boyfriend's grandma told us a story, and this is a true story. I believe her. She said that when she was about, I could be wrong, she was 10, I think, and she was walking to go get water, and she was carrying her baby sister in her arms, and they're like, okay, go get the water. And she says that as she was walking, that there was a gnome on a tree, and he's like, and he had red eyes, and he was staring at her, and he was like looking at the kid, and she's like, no, stop, like, no, leave her alone. She looks down, the baby's no longer living. And she goes back to tell her mom, like, there was a duende on the tree, and she says ever till this, before her mom passed away, she's like, you killed her.
Oh my God.
And she swears to God, she's like, it's not me, I swear to God, whatever that was on the tree. And I think
Yeah.
that's one of the scariest stories that I've heard of duendes, because growing up, we've always been like, oh, like, I lost something else, the duende took it.
Yeah.
But I think that was one of the scariest ones that I've heard of, like, oh shit.
I didn't even know. Like, I did not even know that they had that, like, so far out. Like, because, they talk about it in what Ireland has, the leprechauns and the fairies and how they're very mischievous and how they create all of this drama and there's always battling. I didn't even know that, like, in Mexico or in Latin America, they had a version of gnomes or little people.
Yeah, so I guess you could call it a leprechaun. They look like from the pictures that people have described, and there's YouTube videos of them being caught. I don't know, but it's scary. I don't fuck with that.
Yeah, like it reminds me, like, we talk about the night marchers. That's another thing that we some of the folks that grew up in Hawaii talk about the menehune, the little people. And I remember a story just growing up, and my mom, again, we don't do bedtime stories. That's not something that we do. But I think when we moved back to the mainland, I don't know what it is. I know me and my sister would ask my mom to tell us a bedtime story. Here we are trying to be white. And she was telling us about the little people that were in Samoa. And like what was supposed to be a bedtime story was kind of like a little historical story that she found out from her father. So my grandpa would tell her stories about the little people that were in the islands before our people got there. And so I feel like these little people have been around. Maybe they are the first people or first beings to habitate a lot of these lands. And maybe it's a little bit of both of the spirit and the human element. And that's just super intriguing that you guys would have it, like we would have it. Again, these little people with magical powers, and they're very mischievous. And I think
what I kind of imagine them like they're not elves. I think they're elves from Harry Potter.
Yeah. Or like
they're not elves.
The ones underground, not the trolls. They're not trolls.
They're
dwarves.
They
the
work
dwarf
at the
kingdom.
bank.
Oh no, those are elves.
Yes, I imagine them. They look like that.
I was thinking about Lord of the Rings.
Oh no,
you were talking about Harry Potter.
Like Harry Potter, the bank.
My bad, wrong movie. Like they didn't have a bank in Lord of the Rings.
I've never seen it. Stop.
Shame upon your family.
No.
Oh my god, it's a really good trilogy. I think the last one was made into 2, but
I don't know. Yeah. So that's the little people.
Wow.
Also lechuzas, which are white owls. They're very, very like, if you see one, it's a witch. She's hiding from you, it's a witch. Yeah. So they say if you see one, look away, kind of thing. Ugh. Because it's gonna turn into a witch, and they will like cast a spell on you.
Damn witches.
I know.
Damn
witches.
I like low key feel like we all like have some of that like magical energy. But wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, it's scary.
I mean, yeah. I feel like we have something similar. I mean, talking about urban legends, like I'm like the wheels are just turning in my head, and we have very similar stories and things that turn into legend. Like the turtle and the shark. There's various different stories. It was supposed to be a grandma and her granddaughter that lived in the mountain, and it was this. I need to look this up because like it's so many different stories for this. But that's what my dad, growing up, my dad would actually share this story about the turtle and the shark, and I want to say it was over food. They didn't have anything to eat, and so I want to say the grandma wanted to offer the granddaughter herself to eat. That way she doesn't die. So she throws herself off. Needless to say, they turned into the turtle and the shark. The grandma was a turtle, and the daughter, because she ate the grandma, was a shark. And so this one village, only people from that village can actually sing the song, and then you'll see the turtle rise up and the shark kind of surrounding it. Once they're done singing the song, they're gone. But the other another account of the story is a couple that actually escaped from what was then called Western Samoa. It was a couple that was running away from the Tongan king. When we were enslaved by the Tongans, this couple escaped, and the one family, the Letuli family, would actually hid them, harbor them, and actually hid them. That when they were actually out looking for the couple, they would not tell them that they were there. But this couple did not want to bring harm to this family, so they always showed their gratitude, and they ended up committing suicide by jumping into the ocean, and they turned into the turtle and the shark, and they said, "This is our lasting promise. If someone from the village actually calls for us, we will come up." And to this day, they still do that.
How cute!
So it's not really scary. I think it's more so sweet. I think the grandma version of it was a little bit scary.
That's still sweet.
Yeah, it's super sweet.
Oh, I don't don't have any sweet stories like that from Mexico.
Right?
Let's go to sleep or this lady's going to come get you.
I know, Jesus. But we do have like there is one village. I guess this could be considered an urban legend. But well, it's not even urban because like it's true. Again, see, these things are so true to us. Like it's not even legend. It's facts. Like there's this one village. I forget the village. But the Nifoloa is the spirit that protects these villagers, that if you cause offense to one of the villagers or the family members from this village, you will have actual teeth in your body and you will be in so much pain. I remember growing up, there was this one man that one of the Taunasea, which is like a witch doctor, a bush doctor, would go and actually perform healing on and would literally take out teeth from this man's leg. And I remember that vividly, and it's just so scary.
Wait, so you saw teeth coming out of this?
We didn't see it, but
like,
you know, like when you ear hustle and the adults don't want you to hear it, but they're talking about all this stuff, and like you hear.
Oh my God!
And they're taking out the teeth. One thing I did witness growing up, I don't think my sister did. We were at my grandma and grandpa's house, and one of my cousins actually was possessed. And I must have been, I want to say maybe 7 or 8. I was young, but I still remember it vividly because we were not allowed to come out of the house. All the village men were over at the house putting bags of sand on her. And the witch doctor, and in our culture, you definitely cuss at the spirit. You know what I mean? You ask them what your name is. Why are you doing this? You know what I mean? What is the reason that you're possessing this young girl? And, the spirit spoke through her, and it sounded like a man's voice.
Stop! Oh my God!
It was totally a man's voice.
Chills, Jesus Christ!
It was, and this is one story that I'll always remember out of all the spooky stories that I remember growing up. But you can hear, and the man saying, "This is what she gets. This is what she gets." And again, the witch doctor asked, "Well, why? Why did you do this?" Apparently, back on the islands, you could sit in the back of the pickup truck. So on the way to the village, she was eating chicken. She was eating her chicken, and off to the side of the road was this man that I guess held out his hand for some food, and she threw him chicken bones. And that very night, she became possessed. And so, they plead. So part of the whole process is you plead with them to leave them alone. You know what I mean? But it was crazy. I remember my dad was in there trying to hold her down. Literally, like 5-6 men were trying to hold her down with the bags of sand and literally push them all off. This one, and she might have been in her teens. She was not even that. It's just so crazy to me.
Are you still close to her? Like, are you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I'm closer to her parents. You know what I mean? Like, I always see them. So
has she ever told the story? Like, does she remember anything?
No, I don't think they really talk about that. Like, for us, it's like once you cause offense to a spirit, you kind of don't want to talk or bring it back to life because it's one of those things that like how shameful it is, and you just don't want to be afflicted again, and even talking about that, and especially when it's at night and you talk about that, like it just gives you the chills because it
is 4 in the afternoon, and I'm like, I'm scared.
And the light's coming down, the sun's going down, but
be home alone.
Right? But these things are real, and it's that's how I know, and you see things, you hear things, you hear about spirits just coming out of the mountains, and again, urban legends is very different because from where I'm from in our islands, it's really not even urban because these are real things that happen, and you kind of either get first-hand accounts or again second-hand accounts because the person that kind of went through it.
That's scary.
That's
really scary. Fuck that. Oh no. That's
Any other urban legends in the Latin community?
I mean, there's another one that's called like La Mano Peluda, which is like the hairy hand.
Oh.
It's gross.
I mean, that sounds gross, not even being scary.
Honestly. So from what I kind of remember, my older cousin, who's like, I think he's like 16 years older than me, he's like, if you don't go to sleep, La Mano Peluda is gonna get you. I'm like, shut up. And here we are in Mexico. Like, not only is it hard for me to sleep on a bed that isn't mine, they sleep with like pitch black. I need a nightlight. I'm not even gonna lie. And he's like, if you don't go to sleep, once you put if you get up and put your foot down, like that hairy hand's gonna get you. So I did kind of do some research. People don't really know where it came from. Some people say it's Satan's hand who's trying to get you. Other people say that it's like a bad spirit whose hand is trying to get you.
Well, Satan has a hairy hand then.
Stop! My hands are
like,
sweating.
You should go ahead and freaking get that wax.
Stop! But that's one of the other one that a lot of people were talking about. Also, the kukui, which I was like, I think that just means like the devil. Which how I understood it growing up, like the kukui is like
an evil spirit,
spirit or whatever. So that's what those were kind of the ones that we kept getting. But I think the lechuza, the white owl, was the most popular one, and also the duendes and la Llorona are like the three main ones.
So crazy.
Yeah.
I totally got to read up on this. This is kind of cool.
No, it's scary.
But then like I might like freaking freak myself out and scream like a little girl.
Yeah, I was by myself and I was like, why am I fucking doing this?
Yeah, I probably won't do it. I'll probably do it during the day, but not at night. So.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, evil spirits, you are not welcome here.
No, not at all. Please leave me alone. I will fuck you up. I'm just kidding.
Funny thing in Samoa, I guess this could be considered an urban legend in the definition of what it is, but they always have a saying that you'll know that it's a spirit or aitu, by looking at their feet because they don't have feet.
Funny that you say that. I was actually watching Beetlejuice yesterday on our Halloween.
And when they're disappearing?
No. Okay. Oh, no. I was like, wait, what? I kind of was falling asleep. I'm not going to lie. But there's a part where the little girl says, little girl, Winona Ryder, whatever her name is her. She's like, people choose. It's not that we can't see spirits. It's that people choose not to. She's like, if you want to, you can.
You could totally see them, yeah.
I was like, I'm pretty sure, but I feel like it's so drilled into us. Like, they're not real. They're not real. Yeah. Kind of thing, but they are.
Like, like the apparition, like Casper or something like that. It won't look like that for sure.
Honey, let me tell you.
They'll look like real people for sure. But you could feel their presence, and in Samoa we have this saying, Aesavani, awani eto tepai tua, which is when you walk, especially at night, don't look back. You never look back when there's noises or anything, because that's a spirit trying to, I'm getting goosebumps just even saying that. The reason why is because they'll try to fa'ase you. Fa'ase is like to stray you, confuse you. That way you're not going to your intended purpose or intended destination. You're going to end up somewhere else. But literally, it's always Aesavani awani eto. And then there's songs we sing about it in our things to try to make it happy, but it's always when you hear stuff, when you hear or someone trying to get your attention, never look back. When you're walking at night, never look back, because it's going to be a spirit calling you, trying to, like I said, stray you from your path. And
okay, so real quick, I'm gonna tell the story as fast as I can. There was a teacher in high school who told us this story about her student. So he moved out with it was two families that moved in together, and this was a house in Downey. The top floor was just one complete floor. So all the cousins would sleep up on top, and the way that the stairs would go, they would kind of curl, turn, I guess. I think I've told you this story before. No. And the way that the beds were, it was like his cousin's bed and his bed, and then another cousin. So his feet were facing the stairway, so he can see the stairway. And he said that at night, I'm trying to say this as fast as I can. At night, he saw a shadow kind of like peeking through, and he's like, maybe it's my aunt checking up on us. And it kept happening consistently. So then one day over breakfast, he's like, hey guys, like, who is it that keeps checking up on us at night? And everybody's like, no, it's not me, you're crazy, maybe you're just seeing things. Again, happened one more time, but this time the hands got on the rails and were like peeking through. He said he got really scared, put his blanket over his head, like, that's it, we're not. So he said it stopped happening for like a month, and then it started happening again. And this time that it started walking up the stairs, and he's like, holy shit. And he's like, what's this black shadow? I couldn't see. And it walks up to my cousin, who's a girl, on the bed, and he just like sits there. And then we kind of talked about that. And then she's like, she yells, like, I think he puts his hand on her leg or something. Oh no. And she yells. So he said at this point, he's like, with all my strength, I'm going to get up and I'm going to run towards it. They start running towards each other. It's a plumber. So it was this is a real person who, how do you move into a house and not change your locks? First thing. Like,
so it was a real person. It wasn't even a spirit.
So it was this guy.
Okay, that's so creepy. Like, what the hell's wrong with people?
So it was this guy who was a plumber. He used to like work on their house all the time. He just happened to have a spare key.
Okay, no.
That's why you change your locks.
Like, that's not okay. Like, why are you coming? No.
Yeah. So it's like,
I would
what's
have beat his face in.
honestly
His freaking monkey wrench or whatever.
Basically, in Spanish, there's a saying, tenle miedo a los vivos y no a los muertos. Like, be more scared of real people because they will fuck you up.
Yeah.
Instead of the dead. But still, don't get me wrong. We
I'm
did talk about both.
We're
scared a little bit of both. But yeah. So that's the story I have for you.
We'll sleep with your night light on tonight.
I'm going to sleep with all the damn lights on. Oh my God.
All the windows closed and all the candles lit.
I am.
Imagine all your candles blowing out.
Stop.
Arnett,
stop. I love candles. You better
like,
look.
legit.
My hands are.
These spirits don't
my
play.
hands are sweating.
When your lights start flickering.
Stop,
like Final Destination.
Oh my God. I'm not going to edit this. It's just going to go full raw. I don't care. I don't care how off our voices are.
Oh my God. I'm legit like low key.
I'm going to drive with the lights on. What? My lights on in my car. Just
make sure there's no little girl in the back seat.
Stop! I have a story about that, but I'm not going to say it. Whatever.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay, but okay. Thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
I hope you liked it and you're not as scared as I am. Hope you're watching this during the day. Okay.
Okay, bye.